Impending's out, then Solomon good standing. Mediterranean's only battling. Divine Prophet in front. Impending starting to level up. Impending goes to Divine Prophet. Impending the outside hits the lead from Divine Prophet, and Impending wins it.
Godolphin's a team operation with a very passionate man at the head in Sheikh Mohammed, who has a very heavy influence on what we do and how we do it. The girls have done a great job on him, and it's another testament to our whole operation that they've presented him here in this order.
Huge weekend. It's a sporting weekend. You've got the rugby league, you've got the AFL, you've got Group 1 racing at Randwick, and you've got Group 1 racing at Flemington on Sunday. We've got a strong team in, and we're looking for some great finishes and hopefully a few winners along the way.
It's Group 1 Epsom Day at Royal Randwick on Saturday and Group 1 Turnbull Stakes Day at Flemington on Sunday. This is the Team Godolphin preview.
Good morning from the salubrious surroundings of Osborne Park out here at Agnes Banks. We've got a great weekend's racing ahead of us. We'll kick off with the Epsom Handicap with Haraki. The barrier draws out, he's drawn 10. It's a very open, very competitive field, but as seen in his last two runs, a lot of merit. He's just run into one just a little bit, that was a little bit too good for him being winked, so that stands him in good form for this type of race. He's cherry ripe, the horse, and if he's ever going to win a Group 1, this will be the one. We've got the Metrop Handicap. We've got two runners in this race, being Allergic and Magic Hurricane. We'll kick off with Magic Hurricane. He's got a weight of 54.5 kilos, a kilo less than last year in this race, which he did win. He's been primed for this race all along. His runs have been encouraging, and he's just been chipping away with good runs. He worked exceptionally well here this morning over 9 furlongs. His last furlong was very good, and he's come out of his last start well. So hopefully he can make it back to back in the Metrop Handicap. We've got a very good backup in Allergic. He put the writing on the wall the last start. He's heading into this race about his sixth run this preparation, and to be fair, he does get better with the more races he has each preparation. The race the other day was over 1.5 miles, so he'll backing up within a week, which I don't see would affect him. And I think getting back to Randwick, where it's a more sandier profile type of track, will suit him compared to the track the other day at Rosehill, where it was quite firm. Astern in the Roman Consul, he had a little bit of a hiccup after his last start in the Golden Rose, which might be a little bit of a blessing in disguise. He's certainly well over it. He worked here this morning with Bazell, who's a last start winner, and James made mention that he's a lot more fresher going into this race than the Golden Roses. That was over 1400s. He's back to 1200. He's had a little bit of a freshen up, and he's in great form, and he's looking $1 million. It's somewhat, he profiles nicely into this race. He ran a nice third to Winks and Haraki, which is good form for this type of race. He's stepping back in grade a fraction. Whilst it's still a very competitive race, it looks an ideal type of race for him, of a horse of this calibre and class, and we're expecting to run very, very well. Well, it's a big day for the 2-year-olds kicking off their racing career. They had a great day out at the trials, at the official trials at Randwick, being Piracy and Jorda. They both won their trials. Probably the big improver out of the trial would be Piracy. He was very big that day, very raw, and that trial has certainly tightened him right up. The key here is obviously barrier draws. If you can draw a good gate, it's worth 2 or 3 lengths. So hopefully they can draw. He can draw a good gate and get into. He's an on-speed runner. Jorda, she was the black booker of the meeting in the fillies section. She jumps well. She shows there's not a lot of her, but she's got a big engine in her, and she's very much a professional and is very competitive.
He's travelling great guns, Hartnell, and he zips away from them. Storm the Stars, Magic Hurricane can't do any better, nor last year's winner Preferment. You thought he was impressive in the Chelmsford. It's all on again today. It's a massive win to Hartnell.
We have Hartnell and Tally in the Turnbull Stakes. Hartnell, well, he's had the 3 runs in Sydney, and John has shipped him off down to Melbourne for this race. He's come out of that race, the Chelmsford Stakes, bouncing. He won it in a hand canter. Obviously going to Melbourne, there's a little bit of rain around later on in the week, so hopefully he'll have a little bit of juice in the ground, which will help him. But he's in great form, the horse, and the team is very, very happy with him. Tally, his run was good the other day. He sat 3 wide, no cover, and was just a little bit fresh. And going into that race, he looked a good chance on paper, but just drawing off the track and not having a cushy run told on him over the concluding stages. To be fair, the horse that did win the race come out and won last Saturday, so the form around him is very good. Obviously, it's a step up in grade here against some pretty smart ones, being his stablemate Hartnell, but he's in good form, and there could be something further on down the track for him over the carnival. General Leafay, look, he wasn't that far away from the other day. They just outsprinted him at a vital stage in the race. He's come out of that race very well, but we just like to see him just improve that couple of more lengths, and he'll be right in the finish. Chapanda, her runs have been creditable in Sydney. She's getting to a race which is going to be suitable for her, and we expect her to run very, very well.